UFC 167 is this Saturday, and the main event pits UFC welterweight champion George St. Pierre versus heavy-handed Johnny Hендрикsa. And the two join us together now for some UFC fighting words. Hello, gentlemen. So, Johnny, I want to start with you. George, he's the champ, and he hasn't lost since 2007. He's won 11 straight fights, 17 of his last 18. I know you know all this, so how are you going to beat this guy?
All that stuff doesn't matter. I got to get into this octagon, and I have to do what got me here. Don't really change too much up. Just sharpen things up and get a win. Nothing else matters but getting your hand raised and getting that belt.
Okay, so George, you talk about being scared before your fights. Is there anything specifically that Johnny does that scares you, or is it just more a fear of getting into the octagon?
I know I'm always scared. It's normal. I'm not scared of my opponent. I'm scared of myself. I'm not being able to deliver what I should do. But it's a normal thing. That's the same feeling that keep me sharp, that keep me alert. So if I didn't have that feeling, I should stop fighting. That's mean I don't care. That's mean if I don't care about the result, that's mean I don't. I'm not enthusiastic about the fighting.
Right.
So it's a good thing.
Okay, so Johnny, should he be scared of you?
You know what? Here's the thing. It's to each their own. I'm not scared of anybody. Whenever you get in the octagon, just do what you do. He might be. I don't know. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. All I want is a win.
I think you guys both agree on that one. So, George, since July, you keep saying you have a big surprise and big plans for your future. So what is that surprise, and will we see it after the fight this weekend?
I have a surprise for the fight. I trained very hard, and the most well prepared I could be. So right now, my life ends November 16. Everything is focusing on that. Nothing else matters. And we'll talk after the fight.
Johnny, what do you think the surprise is? Says George's tight-lipped.
I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care. I just want to win. You know what I mean? He carries around something that I really want, and he's been a great champion. He's been a great person. All those things, and I want that.
That's fair. I think you have every right to think that. But Johnny, George's mentor, Christophe Midou, said he's discussed plans for George to retire after this fight. And he said after George finishes you in front of everyone, he should retire. So your reaction to that?
I haven't been finished yet. And I have finished a lot of people. For him to say that they're going to finish me, I doubt it. But, hey, everybody has a dream, and my dream is to knock him out, and he probably has the same one. So hopefully we can put on a show for the UFC, the 20th anniversary, and that's my main goal, is to not only put on a show for the fans, but win the belt.
Okay, that's why we call this segment Fighting Words. You guys are playing along here. We appreciate it. So, George, is there any truth that you would retire after this fight?
No, I'm planning my next fight. I'm not planning my retirement.
Okay.
I don't control what people say about me. I can't control the world, But I'm the boss of my own destiny.
That's how it should be, George. I wouldn't mess with you. A big topic leading into this fight was that you both wanted to do additional individual random drug testing, right? So GSP did a form of drug testing before this fight, and Johnny, you wanted to go do a different form of drug testing. So George, you have said that you did the drug testing and Johnny didn't, and people should read between the lines of what that means. So Johnny, how do you react to those comments from George?
Here's the thing, is that nobody's ever accused me of doing anything. I don't care, because the good Lord and I know, and everybody around me knows, I don't need drugs to win. You know what I mean? If I'm at 220, I don't look like I'm at 170. I'm fat, out of shape, and I love my life. You know what I mean? I don't need steroids. I don't need steroids to have power. If I had power, if I had steroids, I wouldn't be at 170. I'd probably be at 205. The way that I eat and I do all that stuff. So here's the thing, is that one person is accusing me of something or read between the lines. George had 6 fights or 6 years to prove his innocence of people accusing him of stuff. He wants to prove it with me. He just chose the wrong person because I chose WADA. WADA is a lot harder testing than the other one he wanted to use. And I told him I'd sign up any moment. I would take it right now. I'm not scared.
Johnny, George is shaking his head. George, what do you want to add to this?
Yeah, just one thing that I need to inform on the subject. WADA, doesn't test. WADA does the guideline. VADA use WADA as a guideline, just for you know. So that means you didn't educate yourself on the subject.
They don't test everything the same. You and I know that, okay?
WADA don't
that's
test.
why
WADA do the guideline. You need to inform on the subject.
We talked to Nevada State Commission. I wasn't even in this conversation because I didn't even know we were talking about drug testing. My manager did it and said, yeah, we'll definitely do WADA, because Nevada State Commission said they've had good rapport with WADA. And so I'm not going to go to somebody whose face is on the front page. They say they do it with every fighter, but it's still the fact that his face is on there, and I'm not. If we're competing for a job, okay? And I'm not going to go across and say, hey, I know we're not buddies, but I know you. I'm not going to trust you with my future because you know somebody who does drug testing. You know what I'm saying? That's just ignorance on my part. We need to go to somewhere that it's equal ground, and they don't care about you. And guess what? WADA, the Olympic testing, they don't care who you are. They just want to take the test.
George, you want to add one last thing on this before we move on?
Once again, WADA doesn't do the testing. It doesn't do testing. WADA, it does the guideline. It doesn't do the testing. VADA use WADA guideline for their tests.
And
the Athletic Commission of Nevada use some of the WADA guidelines
is so good,
for their tests. WADA doesn't do testing.
Then why don't they do the Olympic testing?
Do the guideline, that's it.
The Olympic testing is the hardest testing to pass ever.
Well, you guys are...
And WADA does that.
You guys aren't going to agree on this subject, and you probably won't agree on the next one. Here's your question before I let you guys go. Predictions. Johnny, how will this fight end?
I plan on knocking him out. You know, that's what my goal has been the whole time. But here's the thing is I plan for a 5-round hard fight. I know GSP is a very tough opponent. I know I have to grind out a win, and I can. But if the opportunity shows up, I'm going to try to knock him out.
George?
Knockout or submission, of course. I'm going for the kill, but, you know, it's a fight. Everything can happen. I'm confident I get the win.
Johnny, you think he can knock you out?
No. I've been hit pretty hard, and he hasn't knocked anybody out in a long time, so no.
All right. We will be watching UFC 167 this Saturday. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us.